Hey everyone, Gallifrey797 and welcome to today's breakdown for Chapter 3 of Doctor Who Flux, Once Upon Time. This is a very timey-wimey episode with multiple character stuff revealed and one big surprise, a returning character, which made me literally stand up and cheer. So we're going through the episode, breaking down the plot and seeing any Easter eggs. But if there's anything I missed or any theories you have about the episode and potential stuff going forward, let me know in the comments section below. So we've got the pre-credits showing off a new character called Belle, and we're going to follow her story throughout this episode. She's a survivor of the Flux and on a planet full of Daleks, which isn't the greatest CGI. It was a bit off-putting, but they've taken advantage of the Flux. We also learn that the planet's days and nights have been disrupted due to the Flux. She encounters a blue glowing swarm which consumes two other people on the planet. She says they target survivors of the Flux. She's on a mission to get back to a mystery person, their identity we find out at the end of this episode. There's an inner monologue of the Doctor explaining how her brain works in a crisis, reminiscent of Heaven Sent, the 12th Doctor story from Series 9 where he's on his own, talking about how he gets out of these situations. She has no choice but to create a time storm to save Vinder and Yaz from the Ravagers, with her and Dan jumping on the plinths of the broken Maury. The Doctor, Yaz, Dan and Vinder are floating in the heart of the time storm, which the colours are reminiscent of where Tectian found the Doctor with the purple black hole in the sky. The three companions all get sucked away with suddenly the Weeping Angel entering the time storm, who most recently cameoed in the opening chapter of Flux, the Halloween Apocalypse. The 13th Doctor is with Yaz, Dan and Vinder. The Doctor has a standard coat but is inside out, and the other three are wearing division outfits. They're preparing to enter the Temple of Atropos where this whole dilemma started. The Doctor snaps out of being in this scenario, but before she can figure out what's going on, Yaz jabs her with a counteraction to the temporal hazing they think she's suffering, which they believe is being caused by the temple. The Doctor fits back into the scenario, changing her body language and attitude, leading the division team into the temple. Dan brings coffee to meet Di. They have a conversation chatting about a failed date, where they go through multiple different locations, switching quite rapidly. Dan so notices the blue flux particles in the air from the beginning of the episode. Dan reveals he was once going to get married 15 years before this, but the person he was going to get married to didn't want to spend the rest of their life with him. Similar to the Doctor, Dan snaps out of this, realising things are not right. Him and Dan are outside what looks like the museum from the first episode, but behind them looks like a carving of the Temple of Atropos. The passenger is guiding them. As Dinah disappears, the passenger also does, which sets up the link to them later on. We get this amazing image of the Doctor in a police outfit, which is with Yaz, who's on police duty. The Doctor keeps cutting up between her in the police outfit and the woman who is meant to be from Yaz's memories, a previous policewoman. The Weeping Angel from the Time Store has followed Yaz. It disappears as the Doctor reveals she's trying to break through, but something is holding her back. We get to see Vinder's backstory and learn new information about him, including how he's highly qualified at what he does and has won awards for his outstanding service. Yaz is the face of his officer, and he gets put on a new posting with the Grand Serpent, who's quote-unquote demanding. The Doctor and a division team break into the temple and blow the doors inward, not outward, using Time Lord technology. Their mission is to locate the Ravagers inside. Before she enters, she's taken back to the time storm with three Maury luring over her, similar to the gods of Ragnarok in the 7th Doctor and Ace story, The Greatest Show in the Galaxy. The Doctor asks the Maury for help, but she knows that they know what she's doing, but tell her that time is playing games with them, referring to all the mind games being played on Yaz, Dan and Vinder in their own mental struggles. The 13th Doctor continues her pursuit of the Ravagers, but glimpses herself in the mirror to reveal the Fugitive Doctor, played by Jo Martin, debuting in the Series 12 episode Fugitive of the Jadoon, and last appearing in the finale of Series 12, The Timeless Children. This reveals the 13th Doctor has been placed in a memory she has no knowledge of, as her mind was wiped after leaving the division. It's also teased that the face that looks like Dan is Carvanista, which is a nice link to how Dan and him have been species bonded due to the events of the Flux. It's revealed that this is the Fugitive Doctor's final mission for the division. If she completes it, she'll be free from the division missions, which explains why the Doctor ran from Gallifrey all those years ago. We find Dan running through the tunnels underneath Liverpool and bumps this mysterious man that keeps popping up from the 18th century. He has a Sontaran blaster, the small commander one from last week's chapter. He says he's running from demons and say they are very, very far from Liverpool. They have to hide from the blue flux particles, but the man reveals that he's not firing at them. another piece to this very strange puzzle. The Doctor takes Dan out of the dangerous situation and hides him in his own time stream until she can get the Muri to help her. We return to Belle, who escapes the Dalek sector and enters the cyber sector. She reveals how bad the universe is with so much destruction and wreckage. She has a device called Tigme, which reminded me of those kids' toys, Tamagotchi. We see Vinda is now the guardian of the Grand Serpent. A meeting is about to take place where he's going to make a deal to save generations to come. Vinda angers him by giving his opinion on the matter at hand. Vinda snaps out of the memory and reveals he doesn't want to relive what's going to happen next. Yaz is now playing video games with her sister as Yaz's sister wants to impress a boy. The Doctor pops in again to explain how she saved them and how she's protecting all of her friends by placing them in their own lives to hide. But Yaz says hers is wrong as she's not in the flat we've seen in the past 2 series of Yaz. The Weeping Angels pop up in the game itself. This could be a reference to the Lonely Assassins game, which is the official Doctor Who licensed game. The Weeping Angel pops out of the TV screen, which is a nice homage to Time of Angels, where this happened to Amy, where the image of an angel became itself an angel. The fugitive Doctor, with the face of the 13th Doctor, confronts the Ravagers, warning them that if they stop now, there'll be worse consequences for them, including having their mind wiped, which is a nice reference to what happens to the fugitive Doctor. It is revealed that the passenger is a prison vessel holding as many people as they like, and using all these people as hostages against the Division, and they start wiping them out. Swarm reveals they're in a battle with the Division against space and time. It sounds like the Time Lords have imprisoned the force of time on this planet. The Muri take over the temple with a substitute temple provided by the fugitive Doctor, and the Division imprison the Ravagers with the same gun Garvanista used to imprison Dan in the Halloween apocalypse. The 13th Doctor now understands the solution after seeing her forgotten past. She pleads the Muri for their help, but with unknown results. We return to Belle, who's trying to escape the cyber zone. Her device reveals the Dalek Cybermen and Sontarans are taking over in mass, taking advantage of the Flux and taking dominance. The Cybermen attack and board her ship in a very exciting sequence, but they're no match for Belle's gun skills. In a heartfelt scene, the Cybermen request what is her mission. She responds, love, which the dying Cyberman cannot comprehend due to their emotional inhibitors. She says the only mission, which is a nice way of saying why do anything unless it's out of a place of love or doing something for someone that you love. Vinda has to follow the orders of the Grand Serpent, meaning he has to stop recording the meeting for the Serpent to reveal he wants to kill the family members of his opponents and make it look like an accident. Vinda wants to do the right thing as he knows this is wrong and wants to see justice for what he witnessed, and submits a complaint resulting in him being put to Outpost Rhodes, where we meet him in the opening chapter of Flux. He leaves a message for someone he loves, noticing a connection yet with someone else who's looking for someone they love as well. The Muri have done what the Doctor has asked and saved her and her friends, but the Doctor isn't happy as she's been taken out of her forgotten memory and wants to find out more. But the Muri force her out, resulting in the Doctor getting very emotional and angry. Before she heads back, however, she meets this mysterious old woman played by Barbara Flynn, who seems to know a lot about what the Doctor's fighting against, revealing that the Ravagers are being used to finish what the Flux was set out to do in destroying the universe. She reveals the Flux was made and placed because of the Doctor herself. But before the Doctor can ask who and why, she's flung back into the Temple of Atropos, where everyone is back safe and with the new Muri in place. Who is this woman? Take your guesses now. Yaz tries to comfort the Doctor, who's angry about missing an opportunity to discover more of her forgotten past. The Doctor tells Yaz, you don't understand anything, similar to the Doctor in The Haunting of Lududati, where she tells the fam that the team structure isn't flat, and she's far superior than them. Swarm reveals that this was the Ravagers' plan all along, with the blue particles seen throughout the episode appearing and under their control. He says they're particles of the Time Force. Could this be the origin of the Flux itself? Dan confronts them, saying that him and his friends will stop them, and they reveal that Di is stuck in the prison of the passenger. The Doctor acts like a parent to Dan, telling him he needs to stay put and do as he's told, with Vinda offering to help get her back. As the Swarm clicks his fingers again like Thanos, he teleports away with the Ravagers. Vinda gets a fun TARDIS big on the insides reveal, which echoes his real life thoughts as he is a fan of the show, watching the 7th Doctor episodes on VHS and being a big fan of David Tennant's Doctor. The Doctor promised Dan she'll get Di back and find out the origin of the Flux and what it's got to do with her. Yaz asks why, and the Doctor snaps at her, asking why does everything need to be a discussion, echoing their argument in Flux Chapter 1. The Priest Triangle from the last chapter returns, asking the Doctor has she managed to repair the temple. The Doctor says she hopes so. It's revealed that Belle's person she's been narrating and looking for is Vinder, the person she loves and is having his child. The message is from the scene recorded earlier where Vinder was first put on Outpost Rose. Vinder returns to his home destroyed by the Flux to find Belle. The Doctor gives him a device to contact her whenever he needs them, setting up his return in a later episode. The episode ends with another major cliffhanger, with Yaz's phone creating the angel from the image which has been following her throughout this whole episode. The Doctor, Dan and Yaz are back to the corner as the Angels takes the controls of the TARDIS, ending with the line, "The Angels has the TARDIS," echoing a line from their very first appearance in 2007's Blink, where the 10th Doctor says, "The Angels have the phone box," with Sally Sparrow's friend saying, "That's one of my favourites, I have that on a t-shirt," reference to the 10th Doctor's recorded message from back in time. Similar to Chapter 1 for me, it was a very overwhelming episode. There's so much going on. Even the Doctor says at the point at the end of the episode being like, "Sorry, I'm usually keeping attention, but I'm very lost." It was good to see Vinder's backstory and seeing why he's put out Post Rose. I loved all the Division stuff. I love the return of Jo Martin as a fugitive Doctor. I really hope she gets to return in full. It was strange how the 13th Doctor was mostly playing her. I really wish there was a couple scenes where we could see Jo Martin on the set speaking to the Ravengers and actually seeing that instead of her being on a green screen. It was cool seeing Simon back. I like their scene with Belle talking about how love isn't a mission, like they just cannot comprehend like what is she on about. And it's a funny line, she says, "Oh, that's why you're dead on the floor." This blue particle, I would say it'd be interesting to see how that's connected to the Flux and if that's kind of the similar origin. And also that mysterious old woman. Maybe it could be like an old Tectean. She knows a lot about the Flux, so maybe she created the Flux. So this episode gave a lot of answers about the Division and other stuff as we've been pondering about, but also set up a load of others. But first one of those episodes that the more and more you watch it, the more and more you understand it and get more from it and new clues. So what did you think of Chapter 3 of Flux, Once Upon a Time? Let me know all your thoughts on the episode in the comment section below. Again, if I missed any Easter eggs or any theories you've personally got, I'd love to hear them in the comment section below. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye!